This was a very solid series. I had no expectations, and I think it's totally worth your time. So let's not wait any further and get right into my review of the new Apple TV Plus series, Suspicion. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the series Suspicion, coming to Apple TV Plus starting February 4th. You're going to get 2 episodes that day and then a new episode weekly until you get the conclusion, making it a total of 8 episodes. And like I said, I was just browsing to see what new material Apple TV Plus had dropping, so I had an opportunity to check this out. I was like, okay, let's see what it is. I wasn't familiar with the cast. I had heard or seen anything about this coming out, so really went in here completely blank. But I thought it was a super solid show. To get into things a little bit here, and before I even go over to a plot, I'm going to let you know, if you come into this show much like I did, the first episode was intriguing, but it didn't really keep my interest, which is why I believe the first and 2 episodes are being released at the same time, because by the time you get to the second episode, you're probably going to start to get hooked. You're going to start to get invested, and it's a risky strategy, but that's why I'm here to do a review, to make sure that totally at least give this 2 episodes to watch and then see does it draw you in to come back for the 3rd week. So but what's happening with this is you have these 5 ordinary British people who is accused of kidnapping a son of a prominent U.S. media mogul. So they embark on a desperate race against time to prove their innocence, but will everybody believe them, and are they telling the truth? So let's just put this into a little bit more detail here. You have 5 people who, at what it appears to be on surface level, have no connection, and they look super ordinary. Like, someone's getting married, someone's working at like a rug shop, somebody's like a college professor. Like, they're super ordinary, and next thing you know, they're being brought in for questioning. Like, sure, this is a high profile kidnapping. It's been video's been released, it's super viral, everybody knows who the son is, and then obviously because the son of a U.S. media mogul, so this makes this boy a prominent figure of a prominent figure, and that's why there's a lot of attention going on, and everybody knows about it. But then once these really regular people in their regular lives start to get arrested and brought in for questioning for it, it's kind of like, wait, what? And even for me as the viewer, and even if you look at all the graphics and stuff, it's like, all right, well, that's the cast, even when they get arrested, you're still kind of like, wait, what? What did they do, But, like I said, the first episode, I wasn't totally in love with it, but like with the acting, the plot sparked my interest, and I guess I started to just get curious, how does it play out? But once you get into the second episode, that's when things start to get really juicy, for a lot of reasons too. When you see about the strategy, about how they're going to be doing their reconnaissance here, with the law enforcement, because you got the National Crime Agency and the FBI all trying to figure this all out, and this is a battle on 2 fronts here. But like, once you see sort of the strategy and technology that they're using to follow these potential suspects, things are good. I mean, I love technology in the sense of like being creative, and then also realizing how creepy it is, because these things are probably really happening right now, so pushing the needle a little bit, but like, it's cool. So yeah, when you see like the surveillance technology, shall I say, because I'll give a little bit away here. When they're brought in for questioning, they are then released. But they're not actually free, because they got this technology that is following their every moves, and it's pretty cool because they're kind of sitting in the command center, kind of still trying to put the pieces together, and also watching everybody as they try to go back to a normal life. But it ain't really normal, because it's been very evident that some of these people were removed from their life. That way now everybody's zooming in on them like, well, why did you get brought in? And then you got this whole thing with these people who done the kidnapping, whether it's this group or whether it's another group. I'm not at all giving any away here, but from the apparent kidnappers who are putting out these viral videos, they're basically going after this media mogul saying, you need to tell the truth. So this is giving you that kind of V for Vendetta feel a little bit, where you got these folks trying to kind of almost overthrow the government in a sense and overthrow the media. And that's what really makes things, you know, very interesting. So like I said, you know, when you got folks going against the government and politicians, that's always good for television, for drama. And that makes like this a very solid drama crime thriller. Now, the other thing I gotta say is too, is that I felt like the conclusion of the series was almost on the lines of a twist like Saw. Like the original Saw, should I say, where you're just like, wait, what? And when you start to see how things kind of connected back then, it really, really was like, oh, I see how this plays out. Maybe just a little predictable, but not totally. I mean, because that's what you do when you're watching a thriller. You're trying to figure out the clues. So I was able to put something together pretty early, but then towards the end, I was kind of like, all right, that was unique. That was clever. I like that. And also, I got to say, too, if you feel like each and every episode is going to be a lot of the same, by the time you get to episode 4, it truly changes the pace. And it was very much needed in order to keep things interesting. And things got intense. That's all I'm going to say. So it ain't just this cat and mouse stuff. Things start to get crazy. Bullets start to flying. All sorts of different stuff. So I'm just letting you know that, like, just be aware. And then while that's happening, like I said, this anonymous group, they're still doing their thing with these viral videos, which are like really cryptic, but they're cool. And I like that type of stuff, you know? But ultimately, I got to say that the conclusion of this series, I was a little underwhelmed. But I mean, I am intrigued to see what they possibly can do for a season 2. I will say that. Because you really have no clue where it goes. I mean, it's so open-ended, I almost thought another episode may come out. And that's, you know, that's a thing. But yeah, like I said, choices was made at the end of this, and that's really going to make this intriguing for season 2. But as far as wrapping this up for season 1, I was a little underwhelmed here. So, and then there was also some interesting dialogue being used, some things you might want to take and apply to your own life. But honestly, I think totally check it out. I think that with all the twists, with this being a thriller, with me not being familiar with the cast, I mean, except for like Elizabeth Henstridge from like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Uma Thurman, who's been in Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction, and Batman and Robin as Poison Ivy, by the way, you know, I was fairly unfamiliar with everybody, which gave me this feel of just openness. Didn't know what to expect, but thoroughly impressed because I thought they really came together, had really cohesive energy, and for folks I wasn't familiar with, I thought they took this opportunity and screen time, because a lot of them that I wasn't familiar with had a lot more of the screen time. I thought they did a really good job in really shining and really making me invested, even making me research a couple of folks like, oh, okay, I gotta keep an eye out on you, you know? So I thought this strategy and method was good for me. That's why I say this was super solid. And I think if this is a foundation to bring on for a second episode, a second series, I will be totally looking out for it. So we'll see what happens. But check out Suspicion, again, coming to Apple TV Plus February 4th. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about this, and I'll see you around for more reviews very soon.